We are all worshippers. We all give our hearts to something, and yet we only have one heart. Simone Weil put it like this: no human being escapes the necessity of conceiving some good outside of themselves towards which your thought turns in a movement of desire, supplication, and hope. Therefore, the only choice is between worshipping the true God or an idol. We must worship. We must turn our hearts to something with desire, supplication, that's prayer, and hope. We must believe in something. We must lean on something. We must worship either God or something else. Jesus says it even more strongly in Matthew chapter 6. Here in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus actually names the alternative God. He calls it Mammon. He says in chapter 6, verse 24, "No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and Mammon," or money in the modern translations. The older translations, though, get us closer to the original word mammon. It's a word straight out of Aramaic, the language that Jesus spoke, and it basically means riches or wealth. Interestingly, it's related to the word for trust. So think less of cash and think more of confidence. Mammon is what we invest in to give us life and security. Mammon is not simply the currency of this world. Mammon, according to Jesus, is a power that competes for our devotion. Either we look to God to provide for us and protect us, or we will look to the things of this world and we'll trust in riches, in worldly wealth, in stuff. Because when you think about it, money does function like a substitute God. It promises to provide for us, to be the source of all our needs and wants. It offers protection. It will cushion whatever blows we may face. So it promises to provide and protect, just like God does. And in return, it makes us follow it, bow down and worship it. If we want money, we're going to have to serve. We'll have to chase after it, to follow it. And as it captures our hearts, we'll even find ourselves worshipping it. Mammon is a master, a slave master at that. And according to Jesus, it's one or the other. It's God or Mammon. You cannot serve both. Jesus doesn't say you must not serve Mammon, as though it were possible, just ill-advised. Jesus does not say it would be a good idea if you didn't serve both God and money. He says it cannot be done, because Mammon is a competing god in your life. And here Jesus unmasks Mammon. He unmasks money as a false god. And he says to us, don't be deceived. Money looks like your servant, but it isn't. We commonly think that money serves us. It gives us security and status and comfort and power. Money is our servant, isn't it? Money makes us a master, doesn't it? No, not naturally. Naturally, we get seduced by money. Naturally, we put our trust in money, and all of a sudden we find that we are following it, serving it, worshipping it. So quickly we find that we don't possess our stuff, it possesses us. Could it really be that money doesn't liberate us, but actually enslaves us? Absolutely. Just imagine right now all your worldly wealth collected together in a big piggy bank. And imagine you have to carry this piggy bank around with you. How do you feel clutching that piggy bank to your chest? Do you feel free? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel happy? No, you'd be scared stiff that you'd drop it or lose it or have it stolen. And there would be 100 things that you would refuse to do in case you broke your piggy bank. While ever we clutch our wealth to our hearts, we are slaves to money and haters of God. That is the stark assessment of Jesus. Followers of money must despise God because God is not committed to our financial security. Not in this age. God is not committed to our financial cushion. In fact, He is into demolishing our piggy banks. He wants to free us from them. If we have trusted money to protect us and provide for us, we are on a collision course with reality. So Jesus urges us to reconsider what we worship. We need a new object of worship, of desire, supplication, and hope. And in Jesus, we have one. He reveals to us a God who is completely unlike Mammon. Our Father in heaven protects and provides as a gift. Mammon promises life, but takes it from us instead. We must literally sell our souls to Mammon. In stunning contrast, Jesus is the God who gives us his life and wins our souls. The contrast between God and Mammon could not be greater. Both promise protection, provision, and fullness of life, but Mammon takes and enslaves. Our Father gives and liberates. These two are competing gods in your life. But here is the stark but glorious truth. If God is your master, Mammon can't be.